Hello everybody, this is Axton99. I'm going to go ahead and talk about what happened in Week 10 of my Fantasy Football League. For any of you guys that are watching this, it doesn't look like I'm getting a whole lot of viewers, but hey, I already started this Fantasy Football League week by week video, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with that tonight. Again, it's about an hour before kickoff on Thursday night. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened back in Week 10. If you remember, I was at 6-3. I had lost I believe 3 in a row. Yeah, I started 6-0, and then I wound up 6-3, losing 3 in a row. Wound up with the same record in my fantasy football that the Cowboys had after they lost 2 in a row and went to 6-3. So I was hoping to pick myself back up and get a win, and I was also hoping that my Dallas Cowboys would get a win. And last week I got both. Cowboys went to London and played the Jaguars and got a win out there. All right, yeah. If you look here at what happened, I barely squeaked out a win, didn't score a whole lot of points. And the only reason I won, to be honest with you, and I kind of hate this about fantasy football, it's the one thing I don't like, is people get into fantasy football, and once they start losing, as you see, this guy had 3-7 record, they'll go in and they won't even switch out their guys that are in buys or that are out or with injuries or whatever. They just don't care. They just don't play anymore. And so then you got a whole bunch of like easy victories because people just give up and never even log in and make the switches with guys on their bench or whatever. So you see guys that didn't even play. Nick Foles, he didn't even swap him out. He didn't even have another quarterback. Oh, he did have another quarterback he could have played. But had he swapped that out, he would have lost points anyway. He had 0. He would have if he would have just swapped it out with Andy Dalton on the bench. He would have actually had less points. But it doesn't look like he tried a whole lot. As you saw last week, I went in and swapped out 4 guys that I had buys uh, and put those guys in. I figured I might lose again. I didn't know. But I did squeak by with a win. A lot of my guys didn't do real good, but, you know, I did about the best I could. I was trying to decide between Zach Ertz or Larry Donald, and neither one of them did very good. 1.7 and 2.6 points. But I got some guys that had buys last weekend that I can go ahead and put back in this week. And let's go ahead and see if we can get a second victory in a row here. So let's go ahead and go back into the game center. And this week we're playing the Stone Soldiers. They're at 3-7. Lost 1, it looks like, but it looks like this guy is at least playing the game. It looks like he's already swapped his guys out. Well, he hasn't swapped out Chris Johnson, running back, out Alan Hearns. No, he hasn't swapped his guys out. He probably won't. And this is, again, this is what I hate about fantasy football, is the guys that start losing, they just don't even care. They don't even play anymore. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like Madden football. You go in and start playing Madden football online with people, and once they start losing, they just quit. And Madden, and it's frustrating. That's why I don't like playing Madden online against other people online, is because anytime somebody starts losing, they just quit and give up, or turn the system off or whatever. Same thing happens here in fantasy football. So it does take a lot of the fun out of it. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and continue to try to do my best and get in the playoffs and maybe be against some guys that'll actually swap their players out and try. And, this is going to be an easy win probably, but if this guy won't even try. But we're going to go ahead and do the best we can anyway with what we got. I think what I want to do here is I want to go into my team. And I picked up Antone Smith again last week, and I don't want to get him. I don't want him again. He sucks. He's scored 0.3 points for me last week. I want to go in, and I think I want to go ahead and go and try to get another guy that I had, Terrence West. I think I want to go ahead and try to add him again. And I will swap him out for Antone Smith. Continue. I had Terrence West earlier. I've had both these guys a couple of times. And I'm going to go ahead and put Terrence West, who I just got, up here. He's against Houston. And I will, let's see, who did I have for buys? Tony Romo is on a bye this week, so I definitely need to replace him. Put Tom Brady in. He's against the Colts. That might be a high-scoring affair. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. McCoy, I'll definitely leave him in. A.J. Green, Julio Jones are both going to stay in for sure. Golden Tate, Larry Donald's going up against Frisco, and Zach Ertz is going up against Green Bay. I think I'm going to swap out and put Larry Donald in for Zach Ertz. Trent Richardson is going against New England. I don't know if he'd be better than Terrence West against Houston. Let's go ahead and leave it like that. I'm going to put in Grotowski again instead of Shane Graham. I think Grotowski had a bye last week. We'll go ahead and submit those changes. And we'll see what it has us predicting for a score anyway. Yeah, it was predicting me at like 80 points or something. Now it's got me predicted at 127 with a big margin of victory here. And if you look here, this guy here needs to replace some guys on buys. I doubt he will. He's probably already given up. He probably never even log into his fantasy league again. But we're going to go ahead and take the win and get into the playoffs, hopefully, and see if we can do some damage in the playoffs of this fantasy football league. So we'll see you again next week. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Be sure you give me a thumbs up if you do watch it and you like the video. Be sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and be sure you leave comments below. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. This has been Zaxter99.